Sonnet 82 by William Shakespeare, 1564 to 1616. I grant thou wert not married to my Muse, and therefore mayst without attaint o'erlook the dedicated words which writers use of their fair subject, blessing every book. Thou art as fair in knowledge as in hue, finding thy worth a limit past my praise, and therefore art enforced to seek anew some fresher stamp of the time bettering days. And do so, love. Yet when they have devised what strained touches rhetoric can lend, thou, truly fair, wert truly sympathized in true plain words by thy true telling friend, and their gross painting might be better used where cheeks need blood, in thee it is abused. Okay, this is another in the series about rival poets. And he starts off by saying that the fair youth has the right to read the poetry of any poet that he wants. And then Shakespeare says again that he's not a very good poet, and he can understand why the fair youth might want to read the poetry of other poets. And then he says, but be careful, because many of these other poets, they go over the top. They don't describe you in true plain clear English. They use all sorts of flowery, over the top, excessive phrases to describe the youth. They use too much hype, and that type of language would be better used on somebody who needed it, because you don't need it because you're so beautiful. So another sonnet to the fair youth, because he's talking to the fair youth very clearly. I grant, I admit, I recognize that thou wert not married to my Muse. So my Muse is here, he's talking about my poetry, capital M, my Muse, personified. You're not married to my Muse. You don't have to read my poetry. Yeah, you don't have to read my poetry and only my poetry. This doesn't have to be like a marriage where you are faithful only to my poetry. And therefore mayst without attaint o'erlook the dedicated words which writers use of their fair subject, blessing every book. And you're free, you may, without attaint, without feeling bad about it, without being guilty of anything, or look at or recite the dedicated words which other writers use of their fair subject. So you can read the books of other poets and other authors which are using you as their beautiful subject, and you can be happy and bless every book by them. It's perfectly reasonable for you to do this. Thou art as fair in knowledge as in hue. So here he's saying that the youth is beautiful both inside and out. You have fair knowledge. It's saying you're a knowledgeable person, that you have great knowledge, and your knowledge is in addition to your external good looks. You are graceful, gracious, and knowledgeable, and as knowledgeable as in hue. Here hue talks about the colour, but this is talking about the outward appearance of the fair youth. Finding thy worth a limit for my praise. finding thy worth a limit past my praise. So you're so fantastic that this is past my limits, it is past my abilities to praise, because you're such a wonderful person. Here he's saying that, well, my poetry isn't good because I can't get to reach the fantastic heights of what a wonderful person you is. And therefore art enforced to seek anew some fresher stamp of the time bettering days. And as I'm a lesser writer, as I can't praise you as to the heights that you should be praised, it's logical that you're going to look for other literature. You look at new writing that looks towards the future, that is something that is improved, has been improved by time, something that is moving towards the future. And Shakespeare says that, I think in this he's saying that maybe other authors are progressive and taking on new styles, and this is the way to improve towards the future. But Shakespeare doesn't see this in his work, and he sees that he continues in what is what on following the mores of the times. And do so, love, and my love, do this. It's a good thing for you to do. It's perfectly reasonable. Go ahead. Notice he's using the word love. He's talking about his love for the youth as well. Yet, when they have devised what strained touches rhetoric can lend, but when they've invented far-fetched touches, exaggerated hype, words that rhetoric, that using that you can use in words. Here is the Volta. So he's saying, do read all of these poets. They're much better than me. But, and this is the but, and what Shakespeare's saying is that the words used by these other poets are rhetoric. They're words that are slightly manipulative. They're slightly untruthful. They're over elaborate. They're over flowery. So their words are just rhetoric. They don't actually mean it. Thou truly fair wert truly sympathized in true plain words by thy true telling friend. But you're really beautiful. You're really, really, really wonderful. And you don't need these embellishments, these extra things, these things over the top. And the best way to describe you is in true plain words, telling the truth about you by thy true telling friend, by me who tells the truth about you, who doesn't spread hype about you. He tells the actual truth about you, and that's the best way to describe you, because you're so beautiful. You don't need this exaggeration. And their gross painting, so painting, their overblown words, their overblown ways of describing might be better used where cheeks need blood. So this exaggerated way of writing about things, this perhaps would be better used for somebody that needs to have some colour, that really they aren't as beautiful as you, that they need some exaggeration to make them more acceptable. In thee it is abused, but using this type of language to describe you, this is abuse. This is going too far. Okay, so I like this phrase, true telling friend, true telling friend. Okay, so enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Sonnet 82 by William Shakespeare.